Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's JD. I just want to come at you with a video real quick. Let's talk hoops today. I'm about more than just sneakers. I mean, I do cop my kicks from time to time, but I'm a big sports junkie. I'm a sports fanatic. Basketball, baseball, football. I follow it all. I mean, I'm even starting to try and dabble into hockey. Trying. We'll see how that works out. But let's talk Western Conference Finals. All right, I want to talk about the Oklahoma City and I want to talk about the San Antonio Spurs. Before I get too deep into it, let me go ahead and give you a quick disclaimer. My team is the Chicago Bulls. Okay, I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I've always been a Bulls fan as long as I can remember. I'll always be a Bulls fan regardless of where the military sends me to. So I have nothing to gain or lose by saying anything negative or positive about either one of these teams. So let's go ahead and get that out there right now. I'm a Bulls fan, always will be. All right, so the Western Conference Finals, I feel it's going to be a really exciting series. Okay, you've got two teams that are very well matched. They create matchup problems for each other at just about every position. They're pretty evenly matched in certain positions, but there are definitely matchup problems that I see out there. You've got two teams that can get up and down the court very well, and actually Oklahoma City, I feel like they have the edge when it comes to the transition game, transition offense. Nobody other than maybe the Heat and the Bulls can get out on the run better than they can. The Clippers have some good pieces out there, but we'll see how they work out next year. When it comes to the half-court offense, hands down, the San Antonio Spurs definitely have the edge there. There's no mistaking that they have a great offensive system there, and they're very well coached by Mr. Popovich out there, and they're a force to be reckoned with if the tempo of the game slows down. There are some offensive advantages that I see that Oklahoma City has. James Harden, I'm sorry. James Harden is a great addition to that team when he comes off the bench. Additionally, Kevin Durant, I mean, you can't really say much about him other than he's probably one of the best scorers, pure scorers that the game has ever seen. But let's talk about where they kind of set themselves apart, okay? I think the San Antonio Spurs have one major advantage over the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it is team basketball, okay? When it comes to team defense, they rotate very well. They contest shots very well. They close out very well on three-point shooters, which they're going to need to do because the Oklahoma City Thunder, they live and die by the jump shot, specifically the three-point shot. If they're not shooting well, their team doesn't do well, okay? They don't really have an inside presence besides, Kendrick Perkins and Serge Ibaka, and they're not really known to be very big offensive producers playing that back to the basket kind of style. San Antonio, on the other hand, does have a prolific back-to-basket scorer in Tim Duncan. He can play in the low post or the high post with the best of them. He's probably one of the best to ever do it. And also, he's one of the best passing big men out of that low post. Tim Duncan, the big fundamental, man. I mean, he may not be the most exciting dude to watch, but he does everything right, exactly how you would teach. If you had a little shorter, you're trying to teach how to play basketball at the 4 or the 5. He does it exactly the way you would want to teach that young man or woman how to play the game. He gets great position down low. They feed him the rock, and then if the double team comes, he does what every big man is supposed to do. He kicks the ball back out to a shooter and reestablish that position, so if the ball comes back to him, he's in a better spot than where he was before, and he can make a quick move and hopefully take a pretty high percentage shot. That's where I think that San Antonio has that edge, okay? They do one thing specifically that I don't see Oklahoma City ever do. They find the hot shooter, they find the hot hand, and they continue to pump that person the ball, okay? If Manu Ginobili is having a heck of a game, they're going to keep giving him the rock. If Tony Parker's having a good game, they're going to say, hey, ISO, get out of his way, let him penetrate and do his thing, and either you're going to have a high percentage shot in the form of a layup, or you're going to have the double team come, and he'll kick it out and find that open shooter, and then they'll pretty much take an open shot. And even if they miss it, it's a good high percentage shot. If Tim Duncan is having a great game, they're going to continue to give him the ball down in the post and wait for good things to happen. I don't see Oklahoma City Thunder doing that, okay? If Kevin Durant's having a good game, they're going to give him the ball, but once Westbrook is getting tired of that, he's going to want to do his own thing. He wants to get his too, okay? He's not just going to sit there and say, hey, go ahead and do your thing. I'll be over here. Let me know when you're ready for me to go ahead and take a shot. No, he's going to take his. I'm not going to say he's a selfish ball player, but he isn't quite mature enough to wait for the game to come to him and to kind of, get into that team mode. Like you see a Tony Parker or a Chris Paul, or a Darren Williams, a more mature point guard. He's not that kind of ball player. He's a slasher a la Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose takes a lot of shots, but he plays the game a little bit differently than Mr. Westbrook. I mean, I take nothing away from that dude. UCLA had a heck of a prospect when they picked him up out of high school, and they molded him into one of the best, most athletic point guards the game has ever seen. But I don't feel like he is going to help that team move to the next level until he changes his style of play a little bit. The Oklahoma City Thunder will only go as far as Russell Westbrook will allow them to go. Okay, Kevin Durant, he's going to score, he's going to put up buckets, and I still say to this day, if Kevin Durant really works at it with the extra length that he has because of his arm span, he has the potential to be one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. Trust me, if he plays, he's 6'10", and he's got a 7'4" wingspan. If he plays like he's got a 7'4" wingspan, he's going to be a shutdown defender in this league when it comes to the 2 and the 3 position, because he's quick enough to hang with a 2 or a 3, but he's got the height and the length of a 4. So I think he's got potential. It's just something that he needs to work on a little bit. And Russell Westbrook is the key. If Russell Westbrook gets his act together, I think Oklahoma City Thunder can make some noise this year. But I don't think he will. And for that reason, I'll go ahead and sum it up. And I predict San Antonio in 5. I'm going to go ahead and say it. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you'd like me to continue this kind of hoops vlog kind of thing, or, when football season comes up, we can definitely rap a taste about football. I'm a Bears fan, being from Chicago, of course. Well, I got 2 favorite teams in football. It's the Bears and whoever the Packers are playing. So take that how you will. I know my man T. Lawrence might have something to say about that, but it's all good. It's all love. So hit me up on Twitter at nuke_mechanic. We can keep the conversation moving. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give me a big thumbs up if you'd like me to continue doing something like this in the future. And until next time.